2.5 mining bases compared to the Zerg player's 3, and you guys can see that the income relatively even as well. Right now, what are we seeing? We have a greater spire coming up for the Zerg player right here in the main base, so this is going to help immensely if he can get some Broodlords out. Mystic has also secured this gold expansion, and that is going to help bolster his economy that much more. Cheetah now nearing max. He's needing pylons to warp in. This game is just absolutely epic. How much action has occurred back and forth. Just Nidus Worms going down left and right, but the Protoss player remains alive. What is the Zerg player going to be able to do? Mystic Prime here has got a ton of Zerglings. He's got a massive army of Ultras. He's continuing to plant down Nidus Worms wherever possible to help that mobility of his Zerg army. Keep in mind, he's probably going to use those worms to run back whenever he possibly can and evacuate like we've seen him do so many times before. He's got 2 networks right now to really increase that mobility of his army. It looks like all of his Ultras kind of just dancing around up here towards the left side of the map. There are so many cannons for Cheetah right here, and it looks like Mystic Prime is going to run forward. It looks like he's finally made his decision to commit and attack the Protoss army, but no, his Ultras are pulling back. This could possibly be some kind of a diversion tactic for the Zerg player Mystic. Keep in mind, he's banking on 4,000 minerals and 600 gas, whereas the Protoss player, he's actually banking on quite a bit of resources as well. And this is the important thing. He's got all this gas. It's going to help him make a ton of Templars as the game progresses forward. Really, I think this game might have reached a stage where it's kind of a stalemate. Neither player wants to engage because they know that if they throw their army away and they lose it all, it could be lights out. I mean, they're playing so cautiously right now, and I think Mystic right now is just waiting to get Broodlords out. He's got that Greater Spire out already. I think he just needs to morph in some Broodlords, and that would really help his army composition. And there we go, about 5 or 6 Broodlords morphing in, and this is just going to help immensely against the Protoss army. What Cheetah needs now is Stalkers to blink underneath the Broodlords to deal with that, but I don't think Cheetah's got enough Stalkers to do that. He's currently researching weapons level 3, and it looks like Mystic Prime is going to push forward to test the front waters, just kind of test the ground and see how much the Protoss army actually is composed of. Meanwhile, the income tab still even for dead players. Both players now maxed, and we are just waiting to see the massive 200 on 200 battle. Mystic Prime with 5 or 6 Broodlords, about 10 or 11 Ultras, some Roaches and Lings as well. All he has to do is be careful about the Psionic Storm, because if the Storm lands unfavorably for the Zerg player, that could be a very fast GG. And Cheetah Prime is just waiting. He's playing defensively. He wants to engage where these walls are. He doesn't want to allow the Zerg player to get a huge concave, a huge flank. And here we go. The Broodlords have been revealed. I think Cheetah, realizing that, is going to try to fall back, but the Storm's landing down on the Ultras, and this is going to ward away any further advancement of the Zerg player. Just laying down Carpet Storm. I mean, he's got this many freaking Templar. That is about, that's a lot of Templar, ladies and gentlemen. And that is a lot of Psionic Storm, of course, as well. But Mystic Prime here is going to abuse the air control with these Broodlords and try to take out the Nexus. Meanwhile, it looks like Cheetah's going to push forward with his massive Protoss army. What is he trying to do? It looks like he's finally gotten some kind of robotics tech, getting some Immortals out, and oh my goodness, we have a Nidus Worm warping in. Cheetah Prime needs to kill off this Nidus Worm before it can come in. The Nidus Worm comes up, and the worm burns to a flame of death just before the forces could start to hop on board, and it looks like the Ultras gonna engage. Cheetah Prime's gotta be careful. He does not want to allow these Ultras to start to slash away at his Protoss army. It looks like his army has been withered down quite a bit, and using Carpet Storm to fall back. Nice play from both players. Mystic here securing yet another expansion. He's actually really low on gas at 4,000 minerals, 400 gas. The Protoss player at 1,000 minerals, 1,700 gas, 1,500 food. The Zerg player at 180. You guys can see both players really pushing away that APM as well, but it looks like Mystic really starting to commit to mass Broodlords, and he's starting to bring in more Nidus Worms. The infestation is about to pop from underneath the floorboards, and what can Cheetah Prime do? He's really staggering to control his base. He's got some forces. He's trying to muster up whatever arsenal he can, but there are so many Ultras popping into the Protoss main. I think Mystic right now could commit to a victory. He's got so many Broodlords, he's got so many Ultras. What can Cheetah Prime possibly do? He's trying to storm to get out of this dire situation, but the Ultras are too strong to the storm. Their hides are too tough. And it looks like this is finally going to be the GG that we have been waiting for. What amazing play from the Zerg player to stay in this game, to continue the harass, to attack from multiple points with his Nidus Worms, with his Ultras, even using the Nidus Worms to evacuate his forces. And really credit gotta be given to the Protoss player Cheetah Prime as well, keeping that army alive for the longest time. The only fault I can fault him for is not getting robotics tech units sooner. He really relied on Gateway for a really excessively long time, and that could have been his undoing. It looks like right now Mystic is just waiting to end this game. Currently the Protoss player, the last bastion of Ire, located here at the 11 o'clock and the 10 o'clock positions. This is really it for the Protoss player. If he can hold on to this, I mean, I guess he might have a glimmer of hope, but it's going to be a tall order. Mystic Prime here is going to muster up his forces, and then he's going to run up into the Protoss main and end this game. I don't see how this is going to end favorably for the forces from Ire. Mystic Prime here's got a ton of Broodlords just wailing away at the probes, mining happily at the natural expansion, and of course they are not going to have a good day, and we're just waiting to see when Mystic Prime is going to push forward to end this game. He is currently at 150. He's got 4,000 minerals, 700 gas, going to start to walk down that ramp and attack the Stalkers, but the Stalkers, Cheetah here is just kind of prolonging the GG out. And the Queen's even using Transfuse on the Ultras. Mystic obviously doesn't want to run his Ultras into a bunch of Stalkers and Colossus in this ramp. That would be a very bad place to run down. And just waiting to see. It looks like a ton of Ultras starting to barrel down, but the Storm going to ward them away once again. And Mystic, he's got income to keep this assault forward. He's got 45 Harvesters compared to the 29. And yeah, he's morphing in some more Broodlords. That's obviously going to help. And I guess Cheetah right now is just kind of holding on to whatever hope he can possibly hold on to. This game, ladies and gentlemen, has reached the 50-minute mark. How epic could you possibly get as Mystic here, wow, Cheetah here going for a bold attack up to the Zerg base. This once belonged to him, but the territory has been taken over by the Zerg. There's just creep spewing over, Nidus net worms morphing in, a hatchery warping in as well, and that's really just showing the Zerg infestation to the max. And what can the Protoss player do? Really not much at all. He's down to about 4 warp gates, down to a couple of cannons here or there. I think he's just trying to stay in the game because of just kind of showing honor to the Zerg player at how epic this game has become. And he's really just holding onto this ramp for as long as he possibly can. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, looks like Cheetah Prime still trying to hold on, but the Ultra is going to push forward along with Broodlord support from the air, and this should be the nail in the coffin for the Protoss army. It looks like that final Colossus is going to fall. Templars warping into Archons, desperately trying to do whatever they can, and we finally have a GG from Cheetah Prime. I can't even begin to explain how much sweat has been doused onto my keyboard and my clothes, because I'm seriously sweating so hard from casting this game. But what an absolute epic Zerg versus Protoss, showing how to play Zerg, maximum mobility, really using those Nidus networks to full potential, and then taking the game away. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that broadcast, and stay tuned for more. HD signing out till next time.